Right, if this phone makes a video, I'll be surprised because the camera's on it, the phone's on it. If it still makes a video, I'll be very surprised. Anyway, this is the main name video. Well, I could waffle on for about an hour. It's like an hour video on this, but I'll just try and do a few videos. Where we're going to, where I think the main names are going, does not even start to be worth a few quid. They're going to be worth a consider. The problem is, this is not even part of what I was going to say, but I'll mention it as I'm just thinking back now. Let's just say for example, yeah, fictional example, yes, it's not real, but fictional example. Let's just say a person's got 1,000 Bitcoin, and there's people out there who've got 1,000 Bitcoin, right? And let's just say, well, it is now 35 grand a Bitcoin, right? So it's at 1,000, right? So 10 is at 350, so 100 is 3.5 million. So 1,000 is 35 million, right? 1,000 Bitcoin, 35 million, right? The Bitcoin is only worth what the Bitcoin is worth, and it has an actual value, and it can be liquidated at its actual value. You've only got to type into Google Bitcoin price, and it'll tell you whatever day of the week it is you type it in, and what price it is at that time of day. Domain names don't have a value. Domain names have a value of whatever the person wants to sell it for. You could put this as a scenario. What the Bitcoin, yes, the Bitcoin has value, but domain, you can't. No, I don't want to take someone else's idea, because it's not me, but it is. If you analyse Bitcoins and domain, I own domain names. I don't own Bitcoin. I've got no interest in Bitcoin because a domain name is worth more than the Bitcoin, because a Bitcoin is only worth whatever the Bitcoin price is. Domain name is worth whatever I want to sell it for. But I don't know if I want to sell. That's not a code either. So, neither is that. You could go back to Facebook if you want. Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is now, Meta. But Facebook back in the day, you could go, this is it. Bitcoin wasn't even invented when Facebook was invented. But let's just say Bitcoin, Zuckerberg had a choice of 1,000 Bitcoin back in the day, or Facebook.com. Zuckerberg built a business on a website address, a 2-keyword.com domain, and the business itself can afford billions of Bitcoin that he made it into. Whereas the Bitcoin can't do anything else, but it would be worth Bitcoin. You can pay your visa off on Bitcoin, you can pay your mortgage off with Bitcoin. That's about all you can do with Bitcoin. You can buy a new car with Bitcoin. Bitcoin now is worth it for 35 grand, you get a new car for 35 grand. But you can't build your concept or your tech idea on a Bitcoin. All my domains are tech concept ideas. So all they are is effectively building blocks with plans. That's it. I don't do anything with them. So my domains are the best domains that I can afford with 10 quid budget, right? For my tech ideas. But domains occupy a part of the internet based on my tech ideas. My tech ideas is where so let's say that Facebook is here and Google is there and Apple is there. My domains are there, we'll say whatever it is, wherever it is, all over the place. My tech concept and my domains in that. At some point, Google, Apple, and whatever all cross my domains, or work out whether they want to actually go down that route or not. But Apple is like a huge digital tower block, thousands of stories high. So is Google, so is Facebook. Right? Huge tower blocks, right? Digital tower blocks. Right? So is Amazon, so is Microsoft, etc., etc. Right? But mine are just ideas. The ideas are effectively plans, and a domain name, I own the domain name in that sector, but for whatever it is. Yeah? Like Grocery Takeaway, I own grocerytakeaway.com. grocery drive-through. If groceries are going to go down a drive-through now in the States, you just drive your car through a grocery store, and someone just puts groceries in your car. Right? In the States, it happens. But you actually go through. You don't actually go under a canopy. You actually go through a grocery store. You just put it straight in from the store. Not actually go to the, not walk to the supermarket and then actually walk back with it and then put it in your car. They just drive through a grocery store. Grocery drive-through. I own grocerydrive-through.com. But my ideas are only venture technology concepts or whatever it is. Yeah. They're effectively just building plots with planning permission. But I don't do anything with the plan. I don't build on the building plot. I just own the bit of land that the building plot sits on and the plans, the planning permission to build the concept. But I don't bother building the concepts. But just that's my domain of my ideas, which suits me fine. Because for someone else to want that particular space on the internet, that domain name, they've either got to go elsewhere or come to me, and I've got to say yes or no whether I want to sell it or not. You can't do that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, if you've got an expensive domain name, you may be able to buy it with a lot of Bitcoin and buy £1 million domain name. But you still can't. You've got to have the tech concept, the vision, the idea, and the domain name, and where it could go. And that's not Bitcoin. It's a bit like buying expired domains in an auction. You're buying somebody else's idea. You're not buying your own, are you? If you have the idea, the tech idea yourself, you go into the domain name registrar and you buy it from the domain name registrar at RegFee because you're first in the queue for that particular concept or idea. So then you've got money. What is an idea worth? What is a domain name worth? If the domain name is worth whatever a person wants to sell it for, then Bitcoin's worth whatever price it is at the time of you put in Bitcoin price into Google. And you get the domains. Domains we're going back to is like domains are like a pyramid, like that. And at the top there is a particular one that everyone will want. It would be virtually the nearest domain to the start of the internet. And when you've got 3-character blockchain domains like these 0.x, you're into the realms of the shortest possible. What is the shortest possible website address? I reckon it's probably a hyphen. I reckon it's like an emoji code, a long emoji code, like XN hyphen, but it appears as a visual space. I reckon the code is either, this is just me, because I've seen a website address and all it is just 0 space hyphen, so it doesn't have a dot. So all this like .com is everything. Dot, yeah, but you've got a dot. The shortest one of the shortest website addresses doesn't have a dot, it's space. So the website address is 0. The dot isn't a dot, it's a space. And the extension is a hyphen. So for that to exist, the hyphen is a website address extension. Must be, because otherwise that website address could not exist, because it would have to have an extension. And its extension is hyphen. And its website address is 0. And then you get into blockchain, where now we've got the 0.x. But the 0.x, which is blockchain domain, the 0 space hyphen is not blockchain. What ranks, but you can't remove the dot. Is space, which is the dot, or hyphen, which is the extension, which is better? But it doesn't involve a dot. So any website address that involves a dot, like www. Well, the 0 space hyphen will have a www dot 0 space hyphen, but it doesn't have a second dot. GTLDs have a second dot. .coms have a second dot.